Hey everyone, welcome back to Cody Tarot. I'm your tarot reader, Cody. Today is going to be a celebrity edition reading of Cody Tarot. So I'm going to be continuing my series of the celebrity relationships and how they're going to play out in the future. Basically how these celebrities move from kind of starting their relationship with each other and as it progresses until they fully get to know each other and kind of decide if they want to stay together or split. So these readings are speculative, just so you guys know. And also there for entertainment purposes. So yeah, this is just for your enjoyment. And if you can learn something from these readings, great. Sometimes we can see in someone else's relationship something that happens with our own relationship that we can like learn and develop from, especially if we see ourselves very similar to a celebrity, or they seem a lot like us, or they seem like someone we'll end up with, or something like that. We can kind of see little vibes right in there. So without further ado, let's get into the reading. I know you guys are all excited about it. So we're going to draw some animal oracle cards for Olivia Wilde on this side and Harry Styles on our right side. Okay, let's get two animal oracle cards. One for Olivia Wilde and one for Harry Styles. I feel like the cards need an extra good shuffle, so I'm going to give them that. Okay, we need one card for Olivia Wilde. We have two. Wow, perfect. So we have for Olivia Wilde, we have rabbit, and for Harry Styles, we have the hummingbird. Let's pull a Wisdom of the Oracle card to get kind of like the general vibe of their connection, what their connection represents. I feel called to say that their connection, this one wanted to come up. We have happy, happy. Well, that's really good. Yeah, the vibe that's coming up for this type of connection for me right now for this card, for some reason it's reminding me of the stories that happen to us in our lives and kind of like our karmic contracts and what we kind of decide to do in this life and who to be with and who to kind of meet along the way. So that's good that happy, happy came out because that tells me a lot about that. And I feel called to pull for this deck. So the other disclaimer is I don't actually know much about these celebrities' lives. I am not the type of person who pays attention to too much about celebrities. Like I didn't even know, someone suggested Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde. I didn't even know they were dating until this morning when someone suggested this reading, which is crazy. I like Harry Styles' music, but I did not know too much about him. Let's see, let's get some cards for Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles. This doesn't come out for Harry Styles over here. And let's get one more. Let's get a couple more for this one for Olivia. I saw the Ace of Cups in reverse. I think I might have to draw the rest. Okay. Make sure you can see all of these cards. Move these up a bit. Okay, let's see what they got. We have for Olivia Wilde's side, for her relationship, we have the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Eight of Cups. For Harry Styles, we have the Fool, the Five of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. Okay, let's get into this reading. This reading is interesting compared to some other ones because not as much information is coming through right off the bat as I look at these cards. So I'm just going to get into it and read what I see. So first off, with the rabbit and the hummingbird, as far as both their characters are concerned, we see Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles. Olivia Wilde's represented by an earth triangle right here, and Harry Styles is represented by an air triangle. So they have relatively different energies as far as like coming into this connection. We see Olivia Wilde with the rabbit card. This can represent someone being a little nervous, a little tense. With the hummingbird spirit, with Harry Styles, we see this interesting factor where there's like a whole bunch of a rainbow or aura around the hummingbird, and there's this light emanating from behind him. I can see that like this person deals with every single chakra color of the rainbow. We also see that again with Happy, this rainbow beaming down from the sky and into this person sitting on this giant egg. So there is this component that this kind of rainbow effect of happiness is shining down on them in their relationship. It literally like shoots off of Harry Styles and into their actual connection. So there's something about Harry Styles here being like an epicenter of joy or positivity or something, kind of like a bright light for Olivia Wilde. I definitely see the rabbit kind of staring over in this direction, and the fact that both animals are looking towards each other through this happy, they have a very blessed kind of connection. They're meant to come into each other's lives for this period of time, maybe longer, because they're supposed to bring that happiness and joy to the other one. That kind of feeling of, it's that feeling where you can't quite describe how happy you are. You just feel it, you know? The thing that I'm pointing out too, I want to make clear is like with these two triangles, there might be some tension in communication. Overall, it feels like Olivia might want to ground Harry a little bit more, like kind of keep him kind of tethered down, where Harry Styles wants like the freedom to fly and wants the freedom to be himself, you know? With the hummingbirds, I think of someone being in the present moment. So there's definitely something about Harry being in the present moment as far as like all of his activities and what he does in the connection. He's in the present moment. The rabbit can have a tendency to look into the future, the past, because of a sense of worry or kind of like a sense of stress. I'm also getting the impression that, what the saying that goes with rabbits. So I definitely see Olivia could have like a higher sex drive than Harry could, or that she kind of craves more intimacy than he provides, basically. Let's get into their connection as far as like how it progresses in the connection. So at first, when they first meet each other, it looks like Olivia is kind of in this state of like being victimed or trapped or something like that. Like she has having a hard time escaping the confines of her mind or this specific victim mentality. She's struggling with some things as far as like Eight of Swords can also to me represent body image issues and things of that nature. So she might be struggling with something like that when they first meet. The good thing though is Harry Styles with this Fool card, he is in this free, carefree, childlike, embrace life kind of energy that's kind of exploratory. So he's kind of exploring a lot of his environment when he met her, and he was kind of feeling like free and loving in himself. Harry Styles definitely has divine protection from this. I'm seeing with this beam of light. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll show you both these cards. There's this beam of light of rainbow energy beaming into this woman, making her happy, and this hummingbird has this aura of rainbow around it. There's definitely something along the lines of Harry being like I don't know, touched by an angel or something like that. Like there's something along the lines of him having like a really positive, happy demeanor because of like basically it looks like his crown chakra is really open. So there's definitely something about divine guidance coming to him with all of his endeavors. And so with the Fool here, it shows that he's willing and ready to begin new things with an open heart and an open sense of mind. I definitely see that with Olivia over here, that kind of frees her a little bit from these boundaries in a sense. It kind of lets her like escape this confine, because it's kind of opposite energies here with the Fool and the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords, she's like bound up and tied and almost in a prison of her own making. And then the Fool is just free to explore, free to do everything. There's a sun in the background. So I'm definitely seeing that Harry kind of and Olivia have this kind of beautiful connection where Harry is almost in a way her liberator. Like he frees her from problems in her lives. He frees her from struggles that she's going through. He kind of cuts the ties and that are binding her and kind of unlifts the blindfold and shines the light on her situation. So I definitely see there's probably a really blessed beginning with both of them. Some kind of like really happy moment. As the relationship progresses, it's interesting because I definitely see that Harry goes through some kind of ill health or it could be one of two things. Either his finances take a negative turn, which I don't see because he's quite successful. So this could be something along the lines of his health or his ill health or feeling left out in the cold or something like that. There's something about feeling more isolated or kind of down on his luck. It could be a depression, but because it's a Pentacles card, it could be with physical things like the body, like a physical illness or something like that. There's something about kind of getting really down on his luck here, and Olivia being very patient and caring with him and kind of waiting for him to get better. So this guy, he's kind of waiting for these plants to grow, or he's kind of waiting for these pentacles to grow or when to harvest them. So it's almost like she's waiting very patiently for him to get better, waiting for him to feel like himself again. I definitely see there's kind of like a down period with Harry in a sense in the near future. Yeah, it looks like the couple is a little bit down on their luck as far as the relationship is concerned. For example, Harry might be in like other areas of his life doing very well, like monetarily and stuff, but within the relationship, he might be feeling some ill effects on his health because of his connection with Olivia. And she's kind of just waiting for things to get better. She's kind of taking a more patient approach, kind of waiting for things to get better with the connection. I see that in the long run, things do get a little bit better. Olivia actually might be the one to walk away in this connection. The thing is with Harry, with the King of Cups, this connection brings him a strong sense of inner knowing of his own inner feelings. This connection also in the long run can bring him a deep sense of intuition of knowing what's going to happen, kind of when it's going to happen. He has like a strong ability to handle emergencies, I guess is the best way to put it in the connection. So this connection is kind of strengthening him, building him up. I feel like if after this relationship, he feels like an emotional master. So he feels like he knows his feelings and he's mastered his feelings. I feel like on top of that, if there's another relationship after this relationship, he'll go into it with a lot of security and strength. I feel if there is a second relationship after this relationship, there is a vibe of coming at it with fresh eyes and kind of seeing things kind of with the cup half full, him basically seeing things in a more positive light and coming into the next connection, kind of more like the original, the Fool card. It's almost like there's a kind of like a somewhat of a struggle with their connection, probably not due to anything in the relationship. We do have Pentacles cards, which indicates more grounded, earthy stuff. So there is more of a sense of kind of either it being about finances or it being about like ill health or something like that. And then when we have the relationship concluding, it's interesting because it's both two cup cards, and the Eight of Cups talks about walking away from something, but in the reverse, it talks about taking a second to look and evaluate what you're walking away from. So I definitely see that Olivia could walk away from this relationship, but on the other hand, there is a sense of renewed commitment that's a possibility here. And that's the thing with the Eight of Cups in reverse. It's an either or situation. It's interesting because I'm noticing that there's kind of like symbolism that they're always on the same page. For example, with the Fool and the Eight of Swords, it's like they're on various different pages here, and Harry's kind of pulling more of the weight in the connection with his energy because it's a major arcana. And then as they go through, there's more practical moments in their relationship, then there's more cup moments in their relationship. So their relationship's very simpatico. This is something that can have a relationship be long lasting because their couples are going through the same thing at the same time. They're going through the same kind of energy at the same time. And with happy, this is something about their connection that throughout the entire connection, they're going to be very happy about it. Even when Harry has a moment of ill health or gets sick or something and she's waiting patiently, they're still having a good time. They're still having fun. They're still laughing. They're enjoying themselves. There's a lot about abundance in this connection. I do see, however, there might be some some small disagreements or disagreements that might surface later in the connection towards the end as they kind of get more comfortable with each other. Because I am seeing as they get more comfortable with each other, Olivia either has to decide to make a renewed commitment to this connection or to split. And I see Harry is kind of good on his own in a sense. This King of Cups is isolated in the middle of this water. So there's something about being so in tune with your intuition, so in tune with kind of like the emotional state. It's interesting the transformation he goes through from the hummingbird, which is a very present moment character, to someone who is totally gone from reality, basically. So there's something along the lines here of him getting tapped into his intuition or going through some kind of like transformation. It's possible that this ill health kind of facilitates this transformation. So he might come out on the other side as a renewed person. So as far as his art is concerned and his music is concerned, he might go through a transformation where he comes out with different types of songs, different types of music that's a radically different style than what he has done before. Yeah, Olivia does have to make a decision on whether she decides to stay in this connection or leave, because I definitely see Harry goes through this transformation and it's almost as if he's a different person in a sense. In the far future, it's like he turns into someone else. And so she has to make a decision if she wants to leave him or stay with him based on, I'm seeing that with the rabbit card here, it's almost like, and with the grounded sense of the earth sign, it's one of those energies where it's like, and the reason why I don't think it's going to last forever is because the earth and air energy, when it's together, it's like interesting. Earth wants something very stable and long lasting, and air kind of changes all the time. So the fact is, Olivia's personality is probably going to stay pretty structured and stable throughout the process. She's going to kind of stay the same, while Harry is going through a lot of transformation, a lot of kind of becoming something different, exploring different things, tapping into his intuition, becoming more of an intuitive being, getting in touch with his feelings, getting in touch with his inner world. I definitely see the whole time they're going to be very, very happy. Like they're very, very both positive people in a sense, and especially with Harry, it's like he's providing this joy into her life. And so she's really benefiting a lot from this connection. It's really sweet too right here where she waits patiently by his side as he struggles with this kind of insecurity or deficiency or something like that. And I'm definitely saying this could be a transformation, because with the hummingbird to the King of Cups, it's like he goes through this period or this alchemical kind of transformation. So I think that's all I'm getting for this connection so far. Let me see if I see anything else. I'll take one quick more look over it. Yeah, overall, they're very happy together. Like, this is a connection that's just like really, really makes them both feel very, very good. There's something about them that is kind of like I don't see any ill feelings when they kind of like, if they do split up. It's just Olivia has to make that decision. But I definitely see Harry as kind of like, it's interesting. His head is turned away and this character is walking away from this person. So I definitely see they're not as focused on each other as they once were in the beginning of the connection. And so it could be one of those situations where they do kind of turn away from each other or focus on each other less and less. Even though they have happy times together, there might be just different paths their life is taking them down. It's interesting. It's very different from the contrast of the animals looking at each other up here and seeing this happy, and then by the end of their connection, they're looking away from each other. So it could just be that their attention is elsewhere. That's the thing that I'm kind of feeling, where Harry's attention was on the present moment, reality kind of stuff, feeling the positivity of the present moment and the happiness of the present moment. Hummingbirds are also known as creatures that go from flower to flower to flower, absorbing the nectar from each flower. So he might be going to different experiences in life, different places in his life, and absorbing the happiness out of each of those places and maybe creating it with his music. Yeah, I mean, I know this is about a relationship prediction, but I'm kind of excited to see this transformation with himself into this more intuitive being, That seems like something that would be really, really cool for him. With the Eight of Cups here also, it can represent putting in a lot of work or having put in a lot of work into a connection, but knowing you have to walk away. The guy in this card, he looks a little beaten down or sad as he walks away. And so the moon here is just a representative that your intuition is the true path in life or the course in life. And so I feel like Olivia is going to know this on a deeper level if she's going to have to stay or walk away. Just because it's in reverse, though, it means she could make a renewed commitment once they fully know each other and stay in the connection a bit longer. So that's always an option as well. Very cool. Yeah, Happy Happy is an amazing card. I feel like they really, really have fun together. They really have a good time together. This like energy, this rainbow energy shooting out from the sky that's around Harry is like infectious and is kind of crazy. I mean, I think anyone in this blast of energy would have a lot of fun, you know? All right, I'm going to end the reading there. If you guys like this reading, please like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I normally don't do celebrity readings on my channel, but I've been doing them lately and they're a lot of fun. I normally post pick-a-cards on my channel, so stuff that's tailored to you, your individual experience. So if you're interested in that or you want something that's really personal, you can always purchase a personal reading from me. I have pre-formulated questions that I answer, and yeah, and then those are tailored specifically to your energy and only your energy. The pick cards are tailored to, they're general readings for everyone. But if you guys enjoy any of that stuff, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you. We'd love to have you here at Cody Tarot. So with that said, I'm going to end the reading there. I'll bid you guys adieu. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next pick a card. Bye.